Hi there, I'm Dr. David Stevens. I'd like to share with you from my book, Falling Back in Love, the chapter Falling Back in Love All Over Again. What really made you fall in love in the first place? Go back in time. Reminisce on the things that caused you to be attracted to the one you fell in love with. Remember? Time erases or changes some things, and you will never be able to recapture 100% of everything. But let's try for the moment to go back in time and use this example. If Susan weighed 125 pounds 10 years ago when you met her and has gained 25 pounds more since then, it may not be feasible to picture her minus the extra pounds. Think about how she made you feel when you were with her 10 years ago. That's what I'm talking about. That's where I'm trying to take you. What were some of the places you visited together? What did you talk about? What were some of the things that made you laugh? This actually falls right in line again with Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, which encourages us to think on positive things. There's another scripture, Proverbs 5:18, that tells us men or women to rejoice in the wife or husband of your youth. This scripture, just like the Philippians 4 reference, is dealing with how we structure our thoughts. To add one more scriptural reference for this time, Proverbs 23:7, paraphrased, as a man or woman thinks in their heart, so is he or she. A lot of who you are starts in your heart mind. If you think of yourself as a person who is very grateful to God for placing you where you are and giving you what you have, in all likelihood you are going to make it. Gratefulness is a virtue. I've found over these many years of living, studying, observing, experiencing things, and counseling people that a lot of what we do and how we do it begins with what we think about it. Healthy thoughts will generally produce healthy actions. I said in my third book, Marriage, Catching a Second Wind, first we say it and then we do it. The thing that I would like to add to that bit of wisdom is that the thought generates in our mind first. So it might be better said, first you think it, then you say it, and then you go and do it. It is so extremely important that we engage in building back with positive stuff. You know, those things that delighted us and turned us on, especially in those beginning times in the relationship. I remember from our personal beginning of our own relationship, a lot of humor surrounded us. Laughter back in the day was contagious and continues even throughout the years of our joyful journey together. My wife and I learned to find humor in life, even laughing at ourselves on many occasions. But contrasting positive fun and laughter, there are people who speak negatively in almost every sentence, telling you why something will not work. No matter what the plan is, they will see some failure in it. Bad enough with one person being that way, but it is really unfortunate when you have a negative couple. If you tell them there is a way that they can rekindle their sour relationship, they will say, not in a million years. They will give you 182 things that prevent this from happening. Beth and Henderson are like that. I know that they love each other, although they have lived separately for many years. Whatever happened that caused that separation was so deep and hurtful that neither is willing to take a risk at trying to solve it. Henderson suggested to me some time ago that they were better friends now than when they lived in the same space. They actually may love each other, but just cannot get along for too long in the same place. I've discovered after years of trying to help folks like this that if they are not ready, they are not ready. If anything is to change for them, they have to go through the process of renewing and believing that all things are possible through Christ who strengthens us. And ultimately, he wants us to be happy with each other. Listen, I'm Dr. David Stevens. Love to have you get my book, Falling Back in Love. You may obtain my book by going to Amazon.com, put in my name, David R. Stevens, and ask for my book, Falling Back in Love. Also, you'll find me on bestkindlebooks.co. bestkindlebooks.co. And then finally, you'll find me and all of my books on davidstevensbooks.com.